What is going on, everybody? As you can see, we are back at our summer home.
Summer, girl, it's fall.
Not with this fucking heat in LA. It's still summer. Anyway, we have a very special guest with us today. His name is John, the beautiful, handsome John.
Oh, thank you very much.
You know Scott. I am Ty. We are your fun fruit hope. Oh, beautiful, sexy Scott. My little love boy.
There you go. Thank you. See, you do it all the time, so like I expect it now. Like
I know,
you
I'm
call
always
me
like,
handsome, so
"Oh,
I'm like, okay,
beautiful."
where is it?
My bad.
Yeah.
I got two pretty men by me.
Yes, with the sexy boy in the middle. That's
I
how
appreciate
it
it.
Oh,
works.
that's
That's
cute.
quite an
That's
intro.
cute.
I love it.
Yeah.
And this is Fruit Hoops. Welcome back. I hope everyone's having a great week, because we sure have, ish. And as I said, we have John with us. And tell us a little about yourself, John.
Well, a little bit about me. I'm another gay in sports. I
Yes.
think we're like the unicorns.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh,
Oh,
cheers.
cheers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
By the way,
My
it's
bad.
really early for this, and I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
I was like, come on a podcast, get some mimosas.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's how we
so
do.
Another gay in sports. I'm a TV host, sportscaster. Just got back from the Olympics. It was wild. We'll chat about that. But I wanted to come and do this because I was talking to Scott earlier, and I was saying, there's a very niche market for like gays in sports, and I love what you guys are doing here. I think this is great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a really, we need representation. You know what I mean?
Indeed we do. Indeed
Yes.
we do.
We can be fabulous and love, the energy and magic of sports.
Exactly.
We
That's
can
why
be
we're here.
fabulous and know how to be competitive and talk some shit and
100%.
bring home some W's, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm here for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
So that's me. So thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, of course.
So we know a little bit about you, but for those who listened, what is it that you were doing at the Olympics? What do you do in sports as a profession?
So I think I would say like sportscaster is what I tend to do. I work a live contract with World Aquatics. I'm like the face of swimming. So it's mostly in like Olympic disciplines. And swimming has been like my main focus the last few years. So I've been fronting all of the major events around the world, which has been so sick. Like I've got to travel all over the world. And, all their world championships, European championships, trials, the Olympics. And really, it's been amazing. I get to interview all the athletes. Someone gets out of the pool, they win their race, they come and chat to
I
someone.
bet that's a fun time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
All wet and dripping.
All those
and-
like burly men. But, I'm the first person they get to talk to. And it's been really nice having that consistency because I've got to know a lot of the athletes now, like really personally.
Oh,
So
right.
I'm like emotionally invested. I'm going to a wedding next week in Italy from one of the girls who won 2 golds in Paris.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like,
Wait, which girl?
Yeah.
Sarah Sjöström from Sweden.
Oh, fun.
And
Okay.
it was like such a surprise as well. So like having that emotional investment in these people has actually made it more exciting for me because you're watching people you love.
Yeah, and
do-
you care for it. There's like more attachment to it as opposed to just
Yes.
kind of being a reporter, just kind of doing the job, being like, okay, I'm hitting
Yeah.
these bullet points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to wear her gold medals at her wedding?
I mean, that would
I
kind of be
would.
rock and roll.
I
though.
would.
You know, I wouldn't take them off.
No, absolutely not.
Like if you've like won an Olympic gold medal, that would be like it's kind of like a flex for the rest of your life.
It really is.
It really is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I heard through the grapevine that you have to work on a Swedish accent.
Oh yes, I do.
So can we hear it?
no, I'm not doing a Swedish
Can you do it?
accent now.
No, you do.
No, I'm not going to do that now because I'm actually not allowed to.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what I'm
okay.
going to tell you
yeah.
guys. No, I've got to. Next week is. Yes, I'm a sportscaster, but my agent phoned me and was like, "Hey, do you want to go and audition for this this role? It's like a small role in a movie. It's like 2 scenes." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." Like I got back from the Olympics, I was like, "Let's have a crack." And it's a Swedish role, and I got Sarah and Michelle, the Olympic swimmers, to record my lines, and I practiced my accent.
That's
it's very
smart.
broad.
That
Yeah.
is very smart.
And I booked the job, so I'm filming in Colorado next week. A friend of mine was like, "You're an actor," and I was like, "Well, we're all gonna find out." You know what I mean?
We'll
Like,
see
we're
on
rolling the
camera.
dice, you know. So yeah, that's gonna be out next year. I can't talk much more about it.
Yeah,
but,
obviously.
it's
The
gonna be a
accent-
fun adventure.
The accent must be pretty good
If you got the
you're- If
role.
you got the role, right?
This is what I said, but you're always your big. Like I'm always my own harshest critic.
Yeah, we
right.
all
So
are.
to me, I watched the tape back and stuff, and I was like, "Ew, that was like Swedish Chef." It's a comedy, so it clearly worked.
They're like, you know what? That'll do.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Swedish.
Get him a
I'm
ticket to
6'3",
Colorado.
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
They're like, and a broad accent.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun.
So
That's
how,
exciting for you.
Mm.
Congrats.
how did you get into this amazing job you have of swimming. Like, are you a big swimmer yourself? Did you follow it growing up, or what?
Listen, I'm Australian. I think, I swam, obviously, growing up. It's even a part of our schooling in Australia. We have swimming carnivals, swim meets, and everyone participates. It's like athletics carnivals. Australia's a big sporting nation. And we're big on swimming. We do very well in that. So I've kind of followed it growing up, and I swam.
Just not so much breakdancing.
Oh, come on, Ray Gun. Don't you come for our icon. That girl, she's famous for life.
Oh, she's definitely famous for life, for sure.
She'll always be famous. We love Ray Gun. I've never been an elite athlete, right? Like, I've always been into sports. I just never had that talent. It takes you can love something and work at something and try and be something, but there comes a point when you're like, you're never going to be.
Like, you plateau. Like, you kind of realize, like, I get that.
So for me, I actually came from like a sort of a TV broadcast background. I was living in London, and I was working on this show called Super Casino for Channel 5 in the UK. Terrible. But got me my start. It was a lot of fun, and sort of taught me my trade. It was live, so I had to learn all of the skills, all of that sort of stuff. And then weirdly, I just got put in touch with like this sports producer. His name's John Bailey. He's still one of my main producers to this day. We've become like best friends.
That's awesome.
And I worked with him on the 2016 European Championships in London.
Okay.
And
Nice.
it was just doing like the in-venue stuff. Like, not even for TV. Like, I was just doing the crowd work and like interviewing the athletes for, like, they call it the bowl, right?
Okay.
Like doing it in the bowl. And it just went really well. And British Swimming were like, hey, we like your vibe. Do you want to come and do stuff for us? So I started doing their nationals. And then in 2017, World Aquatics, which is like the federation that looks after all of the aquatic sports, swimming, open water swimming, high diving, water polo,
Nice.
artistic swimming, all of them. They were looking essentially for like something consistent. Like, everywhere they went, if you think about other sports, you think about football, the sideline reporter, Erin Andrews. Like,
Right.
everyone.
You have the
Yeah,
same
they-
people. Yeah,
it's the
Malik
same
yeah,
people.
Malik, yeah.
Yes.
Say that.
And so, like, there's faces and names associated with the brand of that sport. And they were looking to do something similar. So they met with a bunch of people, and I have to big shout out to Greg Bowman. He's a sports executive in Australia, really fought my corner. And he really liked what I was doing, and he really, like, had my back in those rooms.
So he fought for you.
Yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
they were thinking, like, do we need an ex-athlete? And he was like, I think we need something different, like something a little more entertainment.
Yeah.
Because it's always those like ex-athletes that just become like the broadcasters, and it's like it's
Very
the
much
same
so.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gotcha.
they World Aquatics, it was FINA then, like, took a chance on me, and I went out and just did like the swimming World Cups and stuff, and it just was like very successful. They loved the content, they loved people. So then they started pitching it to the broadcasters and saying, well, why don't we use John's post-race interview? Because if you go to a major event, you have the countries that have a lot of money. America, NBC, BBC, Channel 9, Australia. The athletes get out and they go down the mix zone, and there's 15 countries that have people there. But there's 100 countries that have bought the broadcast
Right,
that don't
yeah.
have a mix zone. So they said, why don't we use John's post-race interview on the world feed for all of these countries who have bought the broadcast that don't have a reporter there? So they trialed that in 2022, and it was massively successful. So in February, I did the World Championships in Doha, and I was going live to like 122 countries every night.
That is so.
Jeez,
That is
insane.
awesome.
It was
That's
wild.
So cool. That is so wild. That you're like
Yeah.
representing, like you're the spokesman for like all these other places.
Yeah,
like that,
and
like,
it's nice for them and good for their athletes. If you're from a smaller country like that, we had, say, Jordan Crooks becoming world champion. They don't have someone from the mix zone. So, like, his whole country doesn't even get a post-race interview from
right.
him,
So you get to
right?
like represent kind of in a way like these other places.
People that
and
Yeah.
stuff,
don't
right?
have
Yeah.
voices.
So it was really cool, and it's really fun to sort of. It's been a journey. I've
Sounds like
loved
it. Yeah.
I'm like leaning in.
What? So now that you've been around the water aquatics for a while, are there certain events that you like more? Are there like understanding like the competition? Like what is the thought process of learning all of this like new stuff?
Yeah, I think that's what's been great about like having that consistency and watching them race. There are definitely events I like more than others, and it tends to be what athletes are big at that point. You know, a lot of people go on and they go, the 1500 meter, it's such a long race or whatever. In the men's like distance swimming now, it's so strong. We have like Dan Wiffen, Mikola Romanchuk, Gregorio Paltrinieri. There's all of these people, Bobby Fink for the US. It's like everyone that's in that final could win it.
So it's like, it's fun because there are a lot of storylines and like parody,
Yes.
right? About like what's actually going to happen. Like in certain sports, you're like, LeBron James is going to win. So usually it's always like the best NFL team wins, the best
Exactly.
basketball teams win. But in swimming,
Yeah.
it's like, you don't know who actually is going to win. And
Yeah, in certain events. Like we know when Ledecky dives in, she's winning.
Right, yeah.
Right? It was the same with like Phelps. It was very rare. Chad Leclos in 2012 beat him randomly, in a 2-fly. But apart from that, it was like, who's beating Phelps?
Right, yeah.
Who's beating Ledecky? So those races to me, it's super impressive to watch this like amazing athlete. But I prefer it when it's more of a race.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, like, you
when
know.
you're
Yeah.
like, exactly, you're like, who's going to take it? And then you get some underdog come through. Like Sarah, I was saying the girl's wedding I'm going to, won the women's 100 meter freestyle in Paris from lane 7. She was like outside, I think it was lane 7 or 6. But she was like outside lane, unexpected.
Yeah, because
Do they normally put people on the outside if they think they're not gonna have a chance?
It's seeded
it's
by
based
time.
off time, right? Like the best times are like in the
Fastest
middle.
qualifier, yeah. So who was
Okay.
the fastest in the semi-final goes in lane 4. The next fastest lane 5.
Is there an-
So it's
there's
8,
there
7,
advantage
6,
to
3.
that?
Pardon?
There's no advantages.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Yeah.
Because is it the water?
Oh, because
The
it goes
water.
outward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is.
Damn.
So it's a really more impressive that she's winning
Yeah.
further out then, right?
Yeah,
When
it's
people win that.
crazy.
Yeah.
And she didn't even expect it, and that's the beauty of sport.
She
like when
popped up, was like, oh shit, I
literally,
won.
she was on the lane rope going like screaming, carrying on, and it was really like, it's just beautiful. And to be there and to be in Paris with that electricity in the air was so fucking special.
Okay, so then when you say that, I'm very jealous about the French guy.
Leon Marchand.
Yeah, for him to win, just even watching, hearing the crowd and the atmosphere from the TV, I'm like, it must have been insane.
Insane. And when I tell you, it was such a surreal moment for me as well, because Macron was like 4 rows behind me. I was sitting in the World Aquatics stands, and like the president of France was like 4 rows behind me.
Oh wow.
While Leon Marchand did his double gold in front of a French crowd.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
So he was like coming up for breaths on his two breaststroke, coming up for air, and every time he came up, the whole
Yeah, they
crowd went,
chanted.
That's
yeah.
got to give you so much energy, though. I would
Yeah.
be like thrilled off of that.
Yeah,
I wish I would have got a chance to go to like some of the aquatic stuff when I was in Paris.
you were there. We never saw each
I
other.
never. I went to basketball. You went to swimming.
I was like, oh, they're here, like Brandon and you. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
How do
Yeah.
you-
Did you love it? by
I
the
had
way? 'Cause
such a
never
great
got to
time.
see.
I had the basketball was amazing, and then we saw beach volleyball, which was insanely hot, but
Yes.
it was fun. It was a good
And
time.
beach volleyball is always like a fucking party.
Yeah,
the
it was.
vibe.
Yeah,
It looks
the
like it's a vibe.
basketball environment was insane. Like
Was
my
it?
ears, I literally had to cover my ears because it was so loud.
Yeah.
Like my ears were ringing.
What matches did you see?
Matches.
Games.
For the first
You can
one,
tell. You can clearly tell I'm a huge basketball fan.
for men, I saw
the soccer
France
in
versus Germany,
Okay.
which is cool. And then for women, I saw I think it was Puerto Rico versus China.
I think what was special about this one was we had Rio, right? And then Tokyo was like,
With COVID, it
COVID,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the same experience.
exactly. So yes, they were still achieving amazing things, but there was no crowds. There was no real, like there was coverage, but it wasn't like normal. It was the athletes that went to Tokyo. You know, I feel for those athletes that was their only Olympic experience a bit.
Yeah.
So this was the first one back.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, we're back.
it was
8 years
so
later.
packed there too.
Yeah.
it was insane. What's your favorite place to travel to? You travel a lot.
Ooh. Yeah, I do travel a lot, which is exciting and exhausting at the same
About
time.
14-hour flights.
Tell me about it.
I know you ain't flying coach though, so it ain't that
Yeah, you're
bad,
probably
like-
nice and comfy and up in first
Yeah,
class.
So he's
What do
like,
you mean the plane goes past row 6?
I haven't been back that far.
six. He said single. He said six. Shoot. Damn.
He's like, you go right, I go left.
No, but yeah, I feel like. Listen, I've been very lucky in that sense. I'm not complaining. My favorite place to travel. It's hard, right? Because there's places I love to go for like the place. But then there are other places I love because of the crowds and the the people.
Like the event,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
more of
event
the,
itself.
The
setting.
environment stuff.
Like we went to Greece last year. We went to
Ugh.
Athens for the World Cup tour again. And
Oh,
it was-
so boring.
so boring.
I'm just
No, but
kidding.
it was
I'm just kidding.
The crowds, Greece, Budapest, Italy, the crowds are insane. Like
Really?
they love swimming in those countries.
Oh,
Love.
interesting.
And these people, if you think like Hungary, like Katinka Hosu, or like Italy, Thomas Chekhon, these people are superstars. They're like sports superstars in those countries.
so that's
That's
like their
awesome.
thing. That's their thing over there.
yeah,
Oh,
I think
that's very
water
interesting.
polo is the national sport of Hungary.
Oh wow.
And then it's swimming.
okay.
So, you think it's cold and miserable all the time. Well, they can go indoors
Right,
and
yeah.
swim. So they go nuts. So you go there and the electricity, like in the venue and everything is amazing.
That's awesome.
But just to travel to, like, can we get an event in Tahiti?
Yeah.
Mm.
please.
Or
That
the
would be
Seychelles.
amazing.
And
you
then
know, like,
if that happens, if you need an assistant, let me know.
oh, sure. I'm down.
I'll come. I guess I'll come too.
Yeah.
I was gutted once. The Short Course Worlds came to Melbourne. We don't go to Australia often, so far away for the athletes. Right?
Yeah.
It's a long way for the athletes from everywhere.
Like
in the world
yeah,
to travel
internationally,
to.
wise for you to travel there.
So they were coming down to do the Short Course World Championships in Melbourne. And guys, when I tell you, I was so excited. I was like, everyone's coming to my country in December. In the summer, it's going to be lit. There was a freak weather incident that came up from Antarctica, and it was like 45 degrees.
Oh God.
I'm not even
It was
joking.
like
Oh,
the opposite
no.
of what you hoped.
Freezing cold. I was so mortified that was like what showcased my nation.
And they're like, we're never coming back.
Never.
Never
This is
coming
like
back.
our only shot for you to come back, and like we blew it.
That first impression ruined.
Yeah, everyone flew in 57K to like 24 hours to Australia, and it was 40 degrees.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
gosh.
In the summer.
Hopped off the plane mad as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
furious.
if like Vegemite wasn't gonna ruin it for y'all, then I guess the weather did.
Don't come for Vegemite. You come for Ray Gun and Vegemite, bitch. I'm gonna slap you.
I said
Vegemite is
ruined it.
amazing. I'm putting that out there.
He's like, I'm never, and now I'm never coming back here either.
Done. But yeah. So I mean, there's been amazing places, and I feel very lucky, and I've got to see a lot of the world, and it's been and experience really cool cultures and stuff. So that is like my favorite part of the job.
I bet.
Going to different parts of the world and like meeting incredible people, and that's the beauty of sport. Brings the world together.
It really does.
John,
Yes?
you are also a very fit guy. If you guys can't tell. Yeah. You are a big CrossFitter.
Yes, I am.
And what's the story and why are you a CrossFitter? Why are you in that cult?
Oh, the cult? I mean, it's true. And I'm also a Swiftie, by the way. I just dive into every cult that's
Oh
around.
gosh.
So
Good thing you
pickleball's
didn't.
next.
As long as there's one cult.
Pickleball's the next cult you'll join.
I've managed to avoid it so
Okay,
far.
well, when you're ready to do the pickleball cult, let me know because I'll join you in.
As
Yeah,
long as
okay.
you avoid one cult,
Yeah.
and we know what cult we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know what he's talking about. We don't have to mention it.
Yeah, there's no need to mention it.
Harris. No, you vote whoever you want for. For whoever you want for. So how did I get into that? I think I was, I stopped playing sports when I was living in London at the time. And I stopped playing sports and I started going to a gym and I just got bored. And you
Gyms
know what
are
I was
boring.
missing? The competition.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And CrossFit is like, it's every class you go into. Like, I'll go in and look at the board and see, this is how I know Ty. His man, we met doing CrossFit.
CrossFit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago, we were babies. Like 10 years ago.
I know he showed me a picture from a long time ago, and I was like, "Who are these children?"
Yes, babies. But I think like I'll go in and look at the whiteboard and see like what did Brandon score, what did Ty score, what did Scott score, and be like, okay, so I've got to get at least 84 in this class. Like I get competitive with it, and it definitely brought that aspect back to my life. And it's fun and it's community, and like you say, it's a cult. There are worse cults to be a part of.
That's
There
true.
are.
They
Yeah.
really truly are.
Yeah.
We're getting fit, right?
Yeah.
It's very community based. There's lots of support. There's lots of whatever, and it's like-minded people who are like aspiring to be better at something.
No, I agree. And it is nice how people are able. There are a lot of people who join CrossFit because people want to like work out, but they never found a way to work out, and it's done a lot of good for them in health. And I think a lot of it too, as much as I might rag on CrossFit, whatever, but like I like the fact that it does bring community into something, and it gives people like something to work for and to strive for. I suppose like people have a hard time motivating themselves just to go to the gym, but
Yeah.
CrossFit is able to give those people that like motivation to do something and to better themselves. And I think that's the best part about it, honestly, at the end of the day.
It is, and look, don't get me wrong. The CrossFit bros. I get why people rag on like CrossFit bros. Like I get it. There are a lot of interesting characters, I think. That come
Interesting is
along
good.
with that.
Eclectic.
But we live in West Hollywood. Come on, like
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
to Brick. It's the gayest gym in the world.
It
Yeah.
is.
Honestly, I think I would say that. The West Hollywood gyms are the gayest gyms in the world.
Oh, yes.
If you come into Brick Los Angeles, big shout out to you, best CrossFit box on the planet. If you walk into Brick, it's the only place in the world. My assumption is you're a gay man until you're like, oh, this is my wife. I'm like, oh,
Until you prove me you're straight.
Yes. Whereas I feel like anywhere else in the world, it's like, is he or isn't he? Or,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, you can say that though about LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you might say like, oh, this is my wife, but
This is
Not
my
the
wife,
butt.
not the butt.
Not the butt. Brick is very fun.
We live in
too.
LA. Just say it. We're
Yeah.
saying. We're saying.
I've
But
been to Brick a couple
yeah.
times.
No, I
You have?
Yeah, they're
You
very
like it?
they're very welcoming too. It was fun. Like
Yeah.
there was like, I was like, oh, this is my first time ever like at CrossFit. And they're like, all right, well, like, let's take it easy, don't hurt yourself. But like,
Yeah.
I had a good time. It was fun.
And you're strong though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
thick.
Thick. We
Thunder
love
thighs.
thick thighs save lives.
That's right.
100%. Yes, we'll
Cheers.
cheers to that. Yes, we are
Cheers.
cheersing to that. We are cheersing to that. Yes, I like that.
Yes. Cheers.
So, what is your like favorite workouts? Like, what do you feel like you do
Ooh.
best at, and what do you do worst at, or you're not comfortable with, or you hate doing?
You know, it's changed because as much as I love to admit that I'm still like a 21-year-old collegiate athlete, I am not. And
You're
my
like 24
body,
though, right? 24, 25, I
Just
thought.
Fresh out of
25,
college.
yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how much Botox I've had. I forget who I've lied to. Like, I'm not even joking. There are people who I've lied about my age so much. Even my other half is like, how old are we today? I'm like,
Oh
I
my
can't fucking
gosh.
remember. You know?
What did you tell him last week?
Yeah. Have I had Botox? Okay, it's younger. No, it used to be, I love Olympic lifting, you know, and I feel like for someone that's 6'3", I'm very proud of like my lifts. I'm on 1 reps and stuff. 225 snatch. That's what you have in you.
Her snatch is strong.
I'm at that, but let me tell you something. The last time I snatched 225 was a few years ago. I still say it's my 1 rep. There is no way I could do that. My knees would blow out. You know what I mean? So like, as I've gotten older, it's more. I don't know. I love an EMOM. I love
A
like
what?
a 5 rounds for time.
What's the imam for
Like
people?
every
that don't know?
minute on the minute.
Oh.
So you got 30 minutes, and minute 1 you're doing this, minute 2 you're doing this, minute 3 you're doing this, and you just do that 10 times through or whatever. I like a workout that I can break down in my head. Like if someone says an AMRAP, which is as many rounds as possible. Bitch, I have no control over my pacing. I'm
Yeah.
a sprinter.
I
was a 50 swimmer, 100 swimmer. Like,
So you got stamina.
well, I just go out too hard. We got 40 minutes, and I'm like, ah! And dead at 5 minutes. You know?
No, I agree. I think so. One of my best friends, Garson, he went to Brick for a very long time, and then we turned this garage into a gym.
Yeah.
So he'll come up with, he calls it GX instead of BX because
I
it's Garson,
love
so he calls it
it.
GX.
That's funny.
Yeah, so he'll do workouts and we do it, and there are certain times I'm like, it's easier for me if I can like break down the amount I have to do.
Yes.
Like, because it's like a mental thing. Like, okay,
Yes.
I just got like five more, blah blah blah. But if I have to like crunch in as many like in a certain amount of time, like, oh, this is like
Yes.
it's something about like it's harder for me to reach. I don't know. I just like mentally when I do workouts, it's like, okay, cool. This isn't bad. Give me 30 more seconds. Give me 10 more reps. Do this. But
Yeah.
I 100% get the whole breakdown thing.
It's like if you ever think about doing like a marathon, have you ever thought about doing a marathon?
Hell no.
Absolutely
No?
not.
You've never thought about it?
No.
I thought about it and went
I
Out
thought,
of your head?
out. In
I
one
thought
minute,
about
out
it
the
and then I
other.
woke up.
Yeah, no, girl.
I would love to see you do a marathon one day.
It's-
Ty.
Me
Maybe
too.
we
I
should do one
would do
together.
a 5K because it's only like what 3 miles.
Yeah, it's 5K. Come on.
No.
No, it's like you're saying that the breaking down. Like I covered the finish line of the Bright Marathon twice, and it was so inspiring, and it made me think, you know what? This is a beautiful thing. Let's do it. But when you look at the reality of doing something like that, 26.2 miles, could you
That's-
actually do
no,
it?
absolutely not.
No,
It would
no.
take me 3 days to do that. Maybe 4.
We should do the LA Marathon, guys. I'm putting a challenge out for the Fruit Hoops boys. If you want to see it,
Let me start training
Yeah,
now.
when is that
comments.
usually? Oh
Let me
my
stop
gosh.
drinking right
Maybe
now.
we'll do like the half to start and then see how we feel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just think to myself, y'all are running for fun that long. I can't do it. Like, there's
Applaud people that can do that, but like
Yeah.
I don't think that's for me.
It's the training, I think.
Yeah.
And that's why I did not just go off on a random tangent. The training, the breaking down.
Yeah.
I couldn't just like go out and be like, let's run 20 miles. Like I have to have like something attainable that I can like break down in sections. And maybe runners would change that and be like, we'll just break it down into 6-mile segments. That's a big breakdown.
That's a big
it's a big
breakdown.
breakdown. And then after that, like, how do
Well,
I
you
go?
just
Okay,
like
another
increase
6
it by a
miles.
mile every day, just 6, 7, and just keep going up until you
Yeah,
get to
you got to
22.
train for a marathon.
Yeah,
you
you
can't
can't.
just like run one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing is you're just constantly just have to like keep running, keep training. I'm like, okay, I'd be like over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's not for me.
No, it's not for me.
My knees-
Theory,
yeah,
in
my knees
theory,
wouldn't work.
yes. Your knees?
My knees wouldn't work for like a month after.
Do you do any cardio?
I love cardio. I do
Do
cardio
you?
every day. Yeah. I just do like a couple miles on the treadmill, but
He runs from the bedroom to the fridge.
For the bedroom fish. No, you're just so jacked.
Yeah.
You know, you're like guys that are really jacked sometimes don't do anything. They're just like,
I
just
think-
lift, bro.
yeah, and I played tennis and like
Yeah.
still play basketball. Well, I haven't played basketball in a while.
So, getting to know you a little bit, and
Yeah.
then in the show we do a little fun subjects, and then just get your opinions on some things,
Okay.
and
Sometimes they're men.
we will
Okay.
stick to some workout stuff. Let's just stick
Okay.
with this for a little bit. And this headline came across about this guy. Doug Sensor Martin breaks the world record for most pull-ups in 24 hours.
Jesus,
9,250 pull-ups.
that's
Yes.
insane.
My lats would snap out the back of my back.
No, they really would.
Oh, hold
That's
on. But
insane.
hold on. I've got a question for this. Were
Okay.
these actual pull-ups, or those half ones?
Yeah.
Were these full extension pull-ups?
Like,
you see?
is there a video?
So-
Yeah.
there-
Do we have a video?
Unfortunately, there isn't a video, but he did do like the Guinness World Record kind of thing. And
Oh, he got
I mean, he does look like he does a lot of pull-ups,
Yeah.
guys. I'm not.
This
Hi,
was
Doug.
this was his reasoning. He was doing it to bring awareness to, I believe it was the Purple Heart or Project Purple,
Okay.
which is
Is
Sorry.
that's military?
It's for
a
cancer.
charity
Oh,
dedicated to pancreatic cancer.
That's
well,
awesome.
listen, I'm a big believer in this. I'm always here for like anyone raising awareness and raising money for good causes
Yep,
and
yep.
raising whatever. And I didn't know this, but my mum actually had pancreatic cancer, guys.
Oh,
When I was a
really?
teenager, when I was very, very young.
Oh.
So, Doug,
He
I
got
don't
your
care
heart.
whether they were half pull-ups or not. You know what? Let's donate to Doug.
Yeah,
He got
I'm
you
all
right
about
away. Yeah,
this.
that's
I was
awesome.
Very impressive.
9,250
That's a
is
lot.
Insane.
In 24 hours? That's
Yeah.
I was like, did he sleep? Did he?
No.
Like,
There's no way. Because listen, you're not doing 9,000. What has he broken that down
yeah,
into?
like he could take like a 30-minute break between
Yeah.
100 pull-ups or whatever.
Something like that.
there you go, the mental
I
breakdown.
think
The
that's
mental-
what it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he'd never be. I mean, I could be wrong, but my assumption is he didn't do big sets.
No.
At
No,
all.
yeah.
It would have been like 2s and 3s all the way through or something.
Yeah.
We're saying this now, and then we watch a video, and he does it unbroken.
Just 9,000 straight.
Oh my god, yeah, right. Oh my gosh, that'd be so wild.
Well
Oh,
done, Doug.
I know his
support
back
you.
was on fire the next day.
But guys, here's the biggest jump I've just seen after retiring from esports. So he was a gamer. He
That's-
wasn't even like
Oh, I just saw that too.
esports.
Oh, that's what it was? Is that-
Esports.
oh,
Yes.
esports.
Like
oh, I
video
just kinda-
games.
When I was
Bro.
skimming through.
He's
He
a gamer.
Literally went from League of Legends to 9,250 pull-ups. I'm obsessed.
He's like, I'm gonna show you my Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. Come on, Doug.
So sticking a little bit to
Yeah.
working out again and long marathons, this guy did a 5 kilometers burpees.
5-kilometer burpees. Now, as someone who grew up learning kilometers, that's a long way. That's 3 miles, or thereabouts, and that to me sounds like hell.
That does sound like hell. My back would be on fire. Could you imagine walking down the street and this guy just coming at you like this? I'd be so scared.
Hold on a second. He's doing sprawls.
Okay.
That was not chest to the ground.
Oh, his legs are on
I still-
fire.
It's still very impressive, but look, he's not putting his chest to the ground.
Oh, you got to go
Sprawls.
all the way down for burpees, huh?
Yeah. I mean, in CrossFit we do. I don't know about, any
Damn,
of these other
sun's out.
methodologies, but
So a lot of people, when I was reading the comments, were saying the same thing, that those weren't burpees. So I
Oh,
guess-
really?
But
Yeah.
still, a lot of people can't do that. Still.
yeah, it's still super impressive.
Yeah.
We're talking about the fact that we would not even want to run a 5K.
And
he's
this
doing-
dude
run a
is doing
5K,
this.
and he's done it as burpees. Like,
Oh, he did it in like a race.
Yeah, a 5
Oh.
kilometer race.
oh, so other people were running. Can you imagine being another runner and running?
I'm
and
like,
being
what is this guy
"What is
doing?
this guy doing?"
So he definitely finished last, huh?
I want to know the thought process, though, of how you get to there. Like the other guy, right? He was doing it for a reason. Like he understood what he was like trying to promote. Was this a dare? Or was this just like?
It's probably just a
know
personal
what, bruh?
accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to be like, I did a burpee 5K.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I can't. I mean, I guess it's cool, but like there's just no. It doesn't seem like no reason to do it for your
Yeah.
own.
You know what? Kudos to. I will never do that.
I wouldn't either.
So
No.
you know what? Kudos.
Yeah,
Kudos
yeah.
to him.
And we're gonna stick a little bit to the Olympics here and go back to getting to know you a little bit more, John. And
Okay.
I tried doing some deep diving. There wasn't too much I could pull up, and this was. It looks like to me, maybe if I figured out, this is your first post that has to do with swimming.
Oh my God!
Look at you! Look at you! Let's go back.
Oh,
and
Also,
try
who
to
is that?
God, that's Adam Peaty.
Mm.
First of all, we love Adam. By the way, he's an icon in the sport. This was at hold on, was this at British Nationals or something? So this was
2017.
2017. So this is when I just started. Look at me with that clipboard. And what was that outfit? And that hair. What was I thinking? With one comment, like just
one
getting started, just getting 159
likes.
likes. You know what? We love a humble beginning.
We love a humble
do.
queen.
Yes, we do.
We love a humble beginning.
How nervous were you?
I was very nervous.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I don't really get nervous anymore, you know. And it's weird because the stage got so much bigger, but you just know. I know it more. I was very green. We've come a long way. We're not wearing that belt ever
ass
again.
belt.
That's like a
That belt
big
is
chunky
very thick.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Definitely Abercrombie fit.
It's definitely A&F.
Were you out here?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
For me, I remember I was like, do I come out? And then I was like, of course I need to. Like, I have to. And I remember Erica Sullivan, who actually won a silver medal in Tokyo in swimming. She came up to me in Singapore at the World Cups and said, I have to say to you, thank you so much. I have had no queer representation, and watching you has been so special when she was coming up.
Oh.
And that moment to me, Erica, I love you. That I followed her career like a hawk since then. That moment to me was like, this is all worth it. Like having some little gay girl. She's now got a girlfriend. She lives in Texas. She won an Olympic silver medal. But just having someone that was now in her sport, that she was like, look how out and proud he is.
That's awesome.
Andreas Vazaios, another Greek swimmer who's out. When he was thinking about coming out, I was like, hey, can we have a talk about it? And like, they just know that there's like someone there.
Okay, John. Sadly, having a lot of fun with you, but we do have to come to the last segment of the show called What the Fruit.
And What the Fruit is a new segment that we are doing. It's kind of like a spin-off of our Brick or Swish, where we just like talk about a subject or, in this case, a shoe, and kind of talk about it.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm in. Let's go.
So it's our version of also like saying what the fuck, but
Yeah.
what the fruit. And this is Brianna Stewart, who's coming out with a shoe line with, she's got a deal with Puma. It's a
Okay.
Harry Potter themed shoe,
Okay.
and it's gone either way, depending on your views, if you like Harry Potter or not.
Oh, listen, I love Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling just needs to stop tweeting. We were saying that, but I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
It was my childhood. Obsessed. The shoe. What the fruit?
Not the
This
dramatic
is
pause.
her deathly
dramatic pause.
deathly hollow shoe
Nothing about that gives me Deathly Hallows.
at all.
At all. At all. I mean, maybe, is that like a wand on the side? I don't know. But if
Yeah.
I don't look at something and immediately see what that you're trying to sell me, what it is, I'm out.
Missed the mark.
I agree.
Miss the mark.
Missed the mark by a
I
long
love that
shot.
idea, though. Just do a better shoe.
Yeah, because it's like you don't really know what's actually going on. If any, it looks like this isn't like a knock. I don't know. It just looks like Skechers, but it's
Yeah.
not Skechers.
Not
Is a bad thing. It
Skechers.
just doesn't look like anything. Like
Yeah, look, listen, it's fine. But I'm sure people are going to love that. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah.
you know, some people were upset about what her collaboration is because of obviously JK. And what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, listen, I understand it. She's doing a lot of damage and harm to certainly the trans community. But I also think, like, I have to disconnect her from the magical world that she created, because there was so much beauty and love that was given to us as a planet through that, and magic. So I just disconnect her from the stories as best I can. Will I be giving her my money? No. Right?
Yeah. Well, because the shoe's ugly.
I didn't say that. But
It's just not for you.
it's not for me. I won't be giving her my money, but I can still appreciate the stories. And everyone gets offended by everything now.
Everything.
Yeah, everything. You can't say...
Literally
I say
can't
so much
anything.
dumb shit. Do you know what I mean? People get annoyed at me for saying the weirdest things.
Yeah.
It's weird. Cancel culture to me has just gone overboard.
So overboard.
I'm the same way. Yeah.
Like, the U-turn sign is crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
What?
Have we got another shoe?
Either
Have
way.
we got another shoe?
Yeah, we got it.
We do.
We're on a time schedule.
Because you want this one.
Nope, next shoe.
No, we just have this. Unfortunately,
just that one.
Just
but
the one.
You know what though? I'll give
Okay.
you one more thing.
Oh.
Okay. I
Let
love
me-
this. We
let
love a
me
one more
see if I
thing.
can find this. This is a fun little what the fruit.
Okay.
Japanese people do the weirdest things, and we love competition. And this is
Rock, paper,
the
scissors.
rock paper
Paper,
scissors game
scissors.
that we.
I love the
I don't know.
Japanese.
Let's
just-
I
let's
love
just get your
Takeshi's
take.
Castle. Come on.
Yeah.
Their game shows. Oh,
Oh,
not
seriousness.
The zoom. The quick zooms.
Oh my gosh, the dramatic.
I am invested.
Oh my gosh, I did not.
Jankin Queen.
I did not know I needed this in my life.
When I tell you there was a full studio crowding, live
Studio.
audience,
In full anime.
full anime. I'm invested in everything the Japanese do. I love Japan. I love the culture, and I love this craziness.
I love the food.
I would watch this show.
You know,
I would too.
I'm actually invested too.
Wait, I want to know, what did they win? She is
She's
crying.
crying.
She's in
She is
tears.
crying.
That was her Olympic gold medal.
That
That
was
her
it.
Olympic gold medal. You
We'll
know
see
what?
that. We'll see that in LA.
Jankin Queen, we support you. We love you. I'm a Jankin Queen stan. Rock, paper, scissors, queen.
Rock,
Yeah.
paper, scissors, queen.
Okay, John. Well, thank you so much for
Yes.
coming
Really
on.
fun, guys.
We
Yeah.
really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
The laughs, the great stories. We really, it means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
I love what you guys are doing. Thanks for having me. Those big
Yeah.
titties and everything. Sorry if I ramble. I ramble a lot. So.
Oh no, we love it.
No,
We love
that's
it.
okay. We love it. No,
Yeah.
we love you for coming on. Just like what you're also representing,
Yeah,
and just everything. Like we
absolutely.
said, the whole just being a gay,
Representation
gay
matters.
athlete and being a reporter and putting yourself out there for us. You know, it's like
Thank you.
all that really does make a difference, and people don't realize. We talk about this all the time. When someone comes out in sports, I read comments and be like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" It's still a damn
Still a
big
big deal.
freaking deal.
Yeah, it is.
Like, and just again, for you putting your face out there to represent other countries that like people might not approve, like that's amazing.
Thank you.
People
Yeah.
are literally sliding your DMs, wanting you to not even be here anymore.
I
You
know.
said
Like-
you said sports still has a long way to go.
A long way to go,
Mhm.
but we're
Yeah.
getting there. We're
Getting there, yeah.
We're getting there. But thank you so much, guys. This is a
Yeah.
blast.
Thank you,
So
John.
thank
We
you.
love you.
Cheers.
Champagne.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You're out, and
I'm
that-
out
that's how you
again.
know the show's over. Thanks, guys. We love you.
Stay
Keep following.
fruity.
Keep fruity.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Appreciate it.